I won't say it, I'm not going to say it. I'm seeing t-shirts with it. People are wearing face masks with it, and that kind of has become the slogan of the George Floyd movement. So I do want to talk about, on a spiritual, metaphysical level, why I refuse to say it, not telling anyone what to do, but just offering your perspective. So as you're coming into the Lioness Den today, I want you to make sure you hit that like button. Y'all are coming in here really, really quickly, and I appreciate each and every one of you. All right. So just so you know, you're in the Lioness Den. You've entered a brave space. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time at FlyNubianQueenTV.com, which is our YouTube page. Also, make sure you are subscribed to our Facebook page and go over and check out all of our queens who are delivering amazing content on a variety of perspectives on some of the same things that we're talking about here and that are happening in popular culture, happening within news media and out in the world from a Black woman's perspective. And let's make sure you text the word Queens to 31996.
Yo, what's up with y'all?
S to 31996.
I'm back.
I see Lioness Moss saying, happy birthday,
I'm back,
Angel.
y'all.
Breonna Taylor, absolutely. Nubian Queen is in the house. Peace, peace to you. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the broadcast. Oh, they did send an alert out. How interesting. YouTube wants to cooperate today. All right, so you all are shouting out Breonna Taylor. Yes, happy birthday to her, y'all.
Yo, we back.
We are 6 months into the year, and it's been one hell of a ride, for sure. Yesterday in DC, there were protests that were happening. There was something that was going on at the U.S. Capitol building. People have been gathering there. Definitely people still in front of the White House.
Lexia, what's up with you, Lexia? Lexia, I was waiting for you to go live again, yo. Yo, let me know when you go live again, Lexia. And you a moderator now, too. Oh, shit. Lexia.
Today, and I think
yo, Lexia, can you share this with me?
Marching somewhere else, and then, all right, so I'm gonna break this down really, really quickly. We have a Black female mayor, Mayor Muriel Bowser. She's a Black woman. She also endorsed Bloomberg, which I thought was interesting. But either way, Bloomberg is no longer in the Democratic race. Thank you so much for your generous
Lenny, Lexia. Shout out to Lexia. You the first person here.
contribution of our Nubian Queen. Nelson X, it says Foundation of Black America. Black is active, but still being worked on. Peace Queen. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. And if y'all are Black first, and you're a foundation like me, make sure you type in B1 in the chat during this broadcast. All right, so listen, our Black mayor, who's a native Washingtonian, lifted the curfew yesterday. So in DC, there was no curfew. The night before, there was an 11 p.m. curfew. 2 nights before that, there was a 7 p.m.
Jeffrey Alamo, what's up, bro? I'm live again. I'm back. Party Crashing Nation. Jeffrey Alamo, you a moderator. Lexia. Share the stream, y'all. I'll give y'all some free stuff.
Curfew and a 7 p.m. curfew. The night before then was at 11 p.m. curfew. So basically, what is happening right now is you see a tug of war. I'm seeing a tug of war between DC government and the mayor, how she's running her city. And DC is not a state. It is a federal territory. It's a metropolis, but it is not a state. Meaning we have a shadow senator, Paul Strauss, in the Senate. We have a shadow Congresswoman whom I love, Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton. They do not get to vote in Congress. So, the slogan, taxation without representation, is a real thing here. So either way, because this is a federal territory, some of the lines and things are pretty skewed when it comes on to certain aspects of governing or governance. So basically what has been happening is Trump brought in military into Muriel Bowser's city without disclosing exactly what branches of the military are here and why. So up like the last I checked, she made statements saying that she didn't even know exactly who he brought into the city of DC and why, and that they were blocking off streets like around Lafayette Park and other places within the city outside of the jurisdiction of the actual White House. And, this territory does not belong to the White House. This belongs to Washingtonians. This is public land. And so there's been a bit of a tug of war in terms of like where the lines are drawn, like where the military has occupied the perimeters of the White House in certain streets and blocking things off and just being present and really not cooperating with the city officials.
Gigi, what's up, Gigi? China. Yeah, I just hit 5K. Yeah, we about to get monetized. What's up, Gigi?
Now, I also did say, I think it was yesterday, that Donald J. Trump, the Antichrist, some of y'all's president, actually did have the nerve to ask the city or ask the mayor if she would give control over policing take the control of policing from DC Metropolitan Police and hand it over to the U.S. military. And the response was like, no. Thank you so much, Nelson X, for your generous contribution again. You said that website is foundationalblackamerica.black. Yes, got it. We love you, Queen. Oh, we love you too, Nelson X. Got it. So make sure y'all go over to the website, foundationalblackamerica.black, y'all. Foundationalblackamerica.black. So thank you so much. All right. So there's a bit of a tug of war. And so there had not been any looting or any violence at these protests for the past couple of days.
Princess China, can you share the stream? Everybody here, share the stream. Let everybody know, your family and friends, that we love, yo.
So basically, Mayor Bowser actually lifted the curfew. So I'm interested to see what's going to play off or how this is going to play out this weekend. So as far as we know, there is no curfew. I would assume that if looting and violence and things pick up again, that may change. So we shall see. The day is pretty young. But either way, I want y'all to know where you are. You are in the Lioness Den. You are with Lioness Crowns. We are here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. This is going to be a really short broadcast because today at 3 p.m., we are going to be participating in a Queen's Roundtable.
JX, what's up, bro? I need some beats. Yo, my producer in the chat, yo. JX Production. That's my man. That's my producer. Gigi, what you out driving? I hope you don't get caught in the storm. But shout out to JX and Gigi, though.
On our Facebook Fly Nubian Queen page with our sisters Rashida Anderson, Ronique West, and also our sister Vicky Dillard, and yours truly. So make sure you set your alarms for that, and make sure you get the alerts for our YouTube page. For our Facebook page. We will be on Facebook at 3 p.m. Eastern Time today. All right, thank you, and shout out to our moderators.
Brown Girl Bella, what's up? Let's grow. I'm gonna make you a moderator too, Brown Girl Bella. Hey Bella, share the stream. I give you some free stuff.
We're also in the house. Hey Benita, hey Dual. All right, y'all. Oh, and make sure you go over to Fly Nubian Queen while I take a sip of this. I put extra oat milk in my coffee today. I'm having like some.
Hey China, thanks for sharing. Everybody share the stream. Let everybody know we live.
This might be too much information, but a little bit of indigestion. I don't know where it came from. I'm like, okay, was it the chickpeas or what? But I just feel like some tightness. So I'm trying to break that up. So if I do belch a little bit, y'all, today, please excuse me. I am a human being, you know what I'm saying? And vegans get gas too.
Thank you, Bella.
All right, so I have many things that we want to talk about. I saw some really disturbing headlines, and I kept, okay, so our sister Rashida's dead. So I kept sharing these links, all of these links to our moderator, Dual, and I was just like, you know what, I don't even know if it's worth like putting them into the chat because, but I wanted her to take a note, and I was chopping it up with her. I was like, look at these damn headlines. I mean, they are absolutely ridiculous. It's nothing but police brutality, police brutality, police brutality, further proving the point as to why things need to change. This is showing exactly why people are out here in these streets, you know, fight. Yeah, it's real crazy, right, Dual? Fighting for justice.
We're a black family where we're not going to be the tail anymore. We're going to be the head. We're not going to be below. We're going to be above.
China. Bella.
I gotta get ready to go, family. It's almost time for me to join the other queens on flynubianqueen.com on Facebook. Join us there as we get ready to do a special where we're gonna call out the names of our brothers and sisters who have been lynched and murdered in America. Join us, FlyToBeQueen.com on Facebook here at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. My name is Vicki Dillard. Thank you for tuning in to an early show today. Make sure that you share this broadcast out because we were shadow banned briefly and the notifications did not go out. We know that's not unusual for the Vicki Show. We love you to pieces. Follow me on Instagram at Vicki X Dillard. Don't forget there are other queens here as well, so make sure you hit the notification button, hit all notifications so that you don't miss their content as well. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, Ma'at Hotel, Namaste, free the land, beloved.
First, let me just say thank you. It is so wonderful having you here today. It is wonderful being honored with the John F. Morgan Senior Distinguished Faculty Lecturer, and it is wonderful to be at Emory. I wanted to talk about white rage. And I know it sounds crazy, but let me talk about how a Black...
Grace and peace, family. Grace and peace. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Ma'at Hotel. Namaste. Free the land, beloved. Come on in, come on in, come on in. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm a very proud contributor right here on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com, the network for melanated women just like you. We are here to do a special early edition again of the Vicki Show. I know one of the other queens just came on before me and went live, but we have a special show that we're going to be doing for you on our FlyNewBeingQueen.com Facebook channel. So meet us on Facebook at 3 p.m. Eastern, where we're going to be remembering the name of our now ancestors. We're going to say the name of the slain here shortly. 3 p.m. Eastern on FlyNewBeingQueen.com on Facebook. But meanwhile, Black family, I'm here on FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com. So Instagram, please get ready to come on over Instagram to FlyNewBeingQueenTV.com for a special edition of the Vicki Show today. Thank you so much. As you come in, family, please come in giving us the thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like, be sure to share. Depending on where you're watching us from today, please make sure that you also share on that particular platform as well. We would certainly appreciate it. I want to briefly discuss with you today the cover-up that's going on right now concerning our brother George Floyd's autopsy. I want to connect some dots in a very, very brief Vicki Show today. As I just mentioned, I'm going to be preparing for another show that I'm going to be doing on a panel with some other queens here in just a moment. So I just want to do a brief show. So please come in liking, sharing, and subscribing. We know right now that no notifications have gone out, but that's okay. I believe at the right time, the right people will hear this broadcast. How many of you all know that the original DA on the case of our brother George Floyd, during a press conference some days ago, threw doubts into the minds of America, the American people, to make us believe that there was a chance, and frankly, a very viable chance, that they would not get a conviction. It appeared that those that are responsible for getting justice in our name, those that you pay with your very Black tax dollars, they seem to be officially and...
Hey, Mom. My YouTube mom here. Mom, it is so hot in Philly, yo.
Unofficially like conspiring against us. Some of you all know that this is nothing new in America, but we still need to talk about it. It's important that we discuss it because we're going to shine the light and expose the goings on in secret of our open enemy against us. And we're going to push back and we're going to demand strong, swift punishment. We need to start using the word punishment. Somebody say punishment of our open enemy. Law enforcement does not need better training. Why, Vicky? Because we're finding that when you look at the numbers, when you look at the statistics, they're not killing white people. They're not engaging with white people like they do us. Somebody talk black to me, or we're holding court today on the Vicky Show at FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Come on over Instagram right now to FlyNubianQueenTV.com. Shout out to my dear sister, Sharice Fleming. I got your book, Queen. I'm so thankful for it. Thank you for sending it to me. And shout out to my other black family. Come on over, FlyNubianQueenTV.com. We're getting ready to talk about very briefly our open enemy in this instance. Listen while I post this. Listen. We're going to continuously expose this enemy that constantly and openly lies, and they are doing it in government. They are lying officially and unofficially. I'm gonna break that down here in just a minute. As I put this, as I post this very quickly, as I invited my Instagram family to come on over, family, keep giving us a thumbs up, liking, and sharing. By the way, you can follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Follow me on Instagram at Vicky X Dillard. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Do not forget, black family. Do not forget that we are still in a very important time. What time is it, black family? We cannot afford to be operating in this season without understanding how to tell time. Did you hear what I just said? And I'm not just talking about chronological time.
Culver Fam Vlog, y'all.
I'm really talking about Chronos time. Is that right? There's another type of time. Chronos is like chronological time. It's the one that you tell time on your watch with those regular digits. Not just being limited to, I should say. I don't want us to be limited to just chronological time. I'm talking about prophetic time that we're in. What time is it, black family? This is the time of our birthing. The pain that we're in, these are labor pains. We're building a new world based on freedom, justice, and equality. The powers that shouldn't be, the status quo is going out. Their world is ending, and our world is just beginning. That's what these are, labor pains. Somebody say labor pains. Don't you ever forget it. Our open enemy should be afraid. They're scared to death. That's why they're talking to black folk about reconciliation, forgiveness, and why you're seeing all these different multicultural people trying to stand with us. Yes, there are some that know that what they're doing is wrong. So some of them may mean well, but a lot of them are doing it because they know they're in trouble. And they know that by hanging on to us, they're hoping that lessens or mitigates the punishment that they will surely experience. These are labor pains. It's bad for our open enemy. It's bad news for white supremacy, but it's good news for black folk. This pain is going to produce something amazing. Somebody talk black to me.
Well,
Somebody
we got
talk
7
black
million
to
people
me.
in here. I ain't know it was all these people in here. Damn, what's up with y'all?
Now let's get ready to get into it, because I've got a short amount of time, and I just barely posted this just a few minutes ago. And like I said, no worries. We know no notifications came out. Someone went live before me just a little bit ago. But again, at the right time, the right people will hear this broadcast. In the meantime, you can help us by giving us a thumbs up, liking, and sharing. Thank you so very much, Black family. Do you know that you are really helping to elevate our voices? Because we're not just on this particular platform you're watching us on. We're on several other platforms, Black family, and we're making a difference. We are excited, yes, about the masses of people that we have the potential to reach each week. But we are most excited. I am most excited
Share and
about the quality of people, meaning that if I am influencing, if I am informing, if I am empowering my people to build a new world, if I am triggering saviors and a messianic spirit to arise in our people, then that's what matters. Some of the people, I was talking to someone earlier today, communicating with someone earlier today, and one of the things that they were discussing with me is they were talking about certain ratchet elements of society that seem to be prospering. Are you hearing me? They were talking about certain elements of our society, the Donald Trump types, the Cardi B types, and other ratchets and rodents that seem to be prospering on social media. And some of you who are Black are supporting some of these individuals, these entities. And I was sharing with that individual, I said, you know what? The God is allowing these different camps to exist because he is separating the wheat from the tares. I need somebody Black to talk Black to me. He's allowing those different camps to exist because when it goes down, it will be clear exactly what side you're on, who you are supporting, Black family, what you're supporting. So I don't worry about those ratchet elements that seem to be successful. They won't exist. They won't even be thriving in the new world. Lord have mercy. Do you understand that because they have the Cardi B's of the world, the Donald Trump ratchet, low-life, lower forms of life that exist in the earth plane, don't you know, Black family, that the very reason that God is having to undo the world, redo the world, set the world on course is because there are so many of them? But there is a holy axiom. There is a divine word that says that the hell's highway is broad, but the righteous way is narrow. There's not a lot of people that's worried about doing it the way we're doing it. I need somebody Black to talk Black to me. That's the very reason why we're having to introduce a new world. That's the reason why God is setting all of these different sects and tribes on fire. Remember, fire exists to not only destroy, but to do what? But to purify. No low form of life, no ratchet on social media can take credit for Vicky. You didn't have nothing to do with this newness. Somebody talk Black to me. And some of you still need to go to ratchet rehab because some of you are drawn to madness. The reason why those individuals thrive is because you support them, you cash app them, you PayPal them, you subscribe to them, you give them numbers, and then you come over here with an all the way for real, all the way goddess God today. I don't have no foreign kind of influence in my body makeup. You legitimize our open enemy. And as a fully melanated Black woman, you come over here asking me questions about people that have openly attacked me or openly threatened me. Bless your heart. I don't want to have nothing to do with you no way. Gideon's army was small. Gideon didn't need a lot of people. He just needed effective people. He just needed the right people. We're not going to get caught up in the madness of lower forms of life. Just like the Donald Trump group. People can't believe millions and millions of people follow Donald Trump on Twitter. They can't believe that millions and millions of people believe his lies. That's why God has to redo the world. That's the reason why the ancestors are involved. Let them go in those different camps. Let them look like they're thriving for a minute, Black family. It's going to make it easier to know who's who. Somebody talk Black to me. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, Black family. My name is Vicky Diller. Yes, we are live and direct for an early special edition of The Vicky Show. Let's get ready to get into our topic today. This is what I posted earlier today. I just thought I would put that out there. I just thought I would put that out there. This is what I posted earlier today on my Instagram page. When I say earlier, I mean an hour ago. I posted it the last minute, Black Family, because I went early today. Watch this. Do you all see this? What I put is the county medical examiner lied to cover up George Floyd's murder. How many of you all know that there was an original autopsy that was done by the medical examiner's office? They are charged with speaking and telling the truth, giving us the facts. But instead, they call themselves massaging the facts, which means that they are lying. That's just a fancy word for lying. And they're doing it officially using governmental emblems and insignias and fancy stationery and paperwork. And they come out doing press conferences. And you pay them as public servants to lie to you, to prosecute you, and to murder you. Shout out to you, Xavier, for your gift. I bless your gift 1,000-fold. She says, keep speaking to spirits, Queen. Thank you, beloved. That's exactly what I'm doing. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. My assignment is different from everybody else's. I'm not just here for entertainment. I'm here to speak to the dry bones. I'll deal with that later.
It's hot as shit outside.
I have a very strategic and a narrow assignment. I don't compare my existence and what I do to lower forms, these little rodents and ratchets and Cardi B spirits that's running rampant.
Yo, when I say it's hot as shit outside, who in here?
Talk black to me. Thumbs up, Black Family. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. My name is Vicky Dillard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much. We just did back-to-back shows right now. And I want to talk to you about this article. I also put in the description box, I said, the cover-up is underway. Thank God the new black media is exposing these official and unofficial liars.
My bad.
Official and unofficial liars.
It's hot.
Official and unofficial liars. Now I'm going to first deal with, let me pull this one up, because I pulled a few, as you all know, I always go through a few different articles before I bring certain things to you. This particular one I want to read to you is from CBS, Minnesota, CBSlocal.com. I want to read to you from their
I'm fully focused.
publication before I go
It's hot.
further. Listen to this. It says 2 autopsies released in George Floyd's death from Hennepin, County, an independent group. So that's the county that we're discussing in Minneapolis, right? It says, the attorney representing George Floyd's family says the findings of an independent autopsy have determined that Floyd died of asphyxiation from sustained pressure. However, the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's final autopsy report contains more information from toxicology reports. Now listen to this madness. Shout out to you, D2, for your gift. It says, God bless you, my gracious queen. Ignore the lower forms of life. I know that's right, beloved. I sure do. I definitely ignore the forms of life, and I want my people to do the same. It's up to us to start creating a new world based on freedom, justice, and equality. See, when people eat off of a lot of junk food and madness, they get addicted to that. They thrive, and they long for that more.
Culver Fam Vlogs. Thank you so much for the support.
More than they do what's good and what's right. And unfortunately, it's 20 and 30 and 40 and 50 and 60-year-old people supporting that madness. And that is the very reason, like I just said, God is having to bring a new world order. That's the reason he's doing that, Black family. So listen, watch this. According to a statement, Ben Crump revealed the results of the autopsy performed by medical examiners, Dr. Michael Baden and Dr. Alicia Wilson, and called for charges against fired MPD officer Derek Chauvin to be amended to first-degree murder. How many of y'all know that the charges have been increased but to second degree, and all of the other officers have also since been charged, right? Now listen, the reason this is important is because the original autopsy that's done by public servants who are supposed supposed to be doing what they do in the interest of the people. That's you. Those are your black dollars. They lied. And they are involved right now in an official cover-up. Watch this. Crump said the autopsy determined that sustained pressure on the right side
3:00 p.m. Philadelphia.
of Floyd's carotid artery, embedded blood flow, impeded blood flow to the
10 buffalo wings, hot, spicy, drumsticks only. Yeah, thank you. I'm hungry as hell.
brain, and weight on his back impeded his ability to breathe. He added that the two medical examiners determined that having handcuffs on and his position impaired the ability for his diaphragm to function. They also said it appears he died on the scene. Watch this. What we found is consistent with what people saw. There is no other health issue that could cause they messed up the wording here. That should be the cause of, to contribute to the death. That wording is not right. This is how it's written though. Police have this false impression that if you can talk, you can breathe. That's not true, Baden said. Crump also called for the other three officers involved in the incident to be, Crump also called for the other officers to be arrested, which we know since then they have been. Watch this. The Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office says that the matter of death is homicide and listen to what your open enemy said. Your open enemy that's represented by the county executives, the county examiner's office, right? Watch this. Watch this. It says that the medical examiner's office says that the matter of death is homicide and listed as a cause of death, cardiopulmonary arrest, complicating law enforcement subdual, restraint, and neck compression. Now listen to all these fancy medical words that they're throwing in here to throw you off. Their report also listed other significant conditions like hypertensive heart disease, fentanyl intoxication, y'all listen, and recent use of methamphetamine. Did you all hear what I just said? The county medical examiner added to their report the following, quote, matter of death classification is a statutory function of the medical examiner as part of death certification for purposes of vital statistics and public health. Manner of death is not a legal determination of culpability or intent and should not be used to usurp the judicial process. Such decisions are outside the scope of the medical examiner's role or authority. If you don't sit your funny looking self down. Do you see how they lie to you in fancy terms? Always pay attention to how your open enemy operates and moves. Are you all hearing me today?
Y'all listening?
Listen.
Let's go.
Floyd died, as we know, on Memorial Day following an encounter with Minneapolis police. Now listen to this. I want you to hear directly from the medical examiner who the family had to hire privately to get the truth. Do you all understand now the importance of vetting?
I heard that shit.
Whenever your open enemy speaks, if they're moving their mouth, you should assume that the 465-year-old open enemy is lying. You should assume that the 5th-century liar, every time they open their mouth, they're lying. Even if there are elements of truth in it, just understand they're just going to try to construct it in a manner that benefits them. Shut Shout out to you, Silent D Production, for your gift. As you discussed before, the open enemy is in all forms, bringing that flame. Thank you, beloved. Thumbs up, family. Keep liking and sharing. I want you to listen to a little bit of what they said during the press conference. That is the medical examiner that the family hired. By the way, I'm told that the medical examiners and the doctors that were on this case, the ones that the family hired, is said to be the best in the industry. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. Listen. By the way, I'm drinking my little mug from our mug that you can get, our Fly Nubian mug that you can get at shopfnq.com. That's shopfnq.com. Let me get ready to cue this for you because I want you to hear directly from one of the doctors. There was a black female doctor as well as a white male doctor who was involved in this and the autopsy's findings.
Attorney Bubba.
I want to cue it first.
And attorney voice.
Here we go. This is important.
Decided to and put it in context as only the great Dr. Michael Biden can. Dr. Biden.
Thank you, Ben. The autopsy shows that Mr. Floyd had no underlying medical problem that caused or contributed to his death.
Did y'all hear that?
This is confirmed by information provided to Dr. Wilson and myself from the family. He was in good health.
Let's stop right there. Did you hear what he said? There were no underlying conditions that contributed to his health, to his death, right? So whatever they're saying out there, whatever underlying conditions that they said that he had, none of that had anything to do with his death. Of course, we knew that. The thing that your open enemy is exceptional at doing is trying to make you believe that you did not see what you actually saw. A lot of folks say that the devil is a liar. And sometimes you giggle after you say that. No, the devil is a liar for real. That's the nature of the devil. You see that every single day of your life for the past almost 3.5 years in the White House. You see that coming from Donald Trump in a very explicit way. Of course, this has been taking place long before Trump got in office. But it's even more clear now more than ever because he's not even trying to hide his lies. Keep listening.
Excessive pressure of the neck and back are not seen at autopsy because the pressure has been released by the time the body comes to the medical examiner's office. It can only be seen serious compressive pressure on the neck and back can only be seen while the pressure is being applied, or when, as in this instance, it is captured on video. And in this instance, we can see after a little bit less than 4 minutes that Mr. Floyd is motionless, lifeless, and when the EMS arrived and put him on the stretcher without any CPR at that time,
I gotta go pick
during the ambulance trip, he did not respond to CPR and did not respond to cardiac shock. The cause of death, in my opinion, is asphyxia due to compression of the neck, which, as Mr. Crump indicated, can interfere with blood flow and oxygen going to the brain, and compression of the back, which interferes with breathing. When he said, "I can't breathe," unfortunately, many police are under the impression if you can talk, that means you're breathing.
Listen.
That is not true. I am talking and talking and talking and not breathing in front of you. So the concept that a person says, "I can't breathe," like Mr. Garner, like in this instance, means you should take it seriously. And I think that I finished. Thank you.
That is very important. Now let us pay attention to this. We are in such a white supremacist system that's deeply entrenched in lies, because as you all well know, this country is based on a lie. It's being sustained and nursed by liars and lies. You always have to double check, vet, when your open enemy is moving their lips. If they're breathing, assume they're lying. Many folk at the time of Dr. Martin Luther King's assassination would have been shocked to know that it was a U.S. government that schemed to kill our brother. But decades later, when the truth came out with a whole lot of facts, and you found out there were multiple layers to Dr. King's murder, and the U.S. government killed him, murdered him, it's still shocking to me when we find out, using documentation, that buying through the FBI, buying through the CIA, and other state and local law enforcement agencies and investigatory agencies, you find that the government on multiple levels, their goal was to disrupt and destroy Black folk and Black powerful nationalist organizations. When you find evidence that they specifically used propaganda, which is lies, when you find that they used media to create an image and stereotypes and lies about people that they were threatened by, Black men and women that they said that they were concerned could electrify and unify Black folk in America. Even though we have a preponderance of evidence proving that they continuously lie and make up things, it's amazing to me how Black folks are the main.
About to rain like a motherfucker. I just picked up some money, didn't I? What the hell is going on? Yes. I'm sorry, y'all. I had to go eat. I was hungry as shit. Buffalo wings. This shit good as hell.
So-called human rights campaign. Then yesterday we had D. Ray McKesson and Barack Obama and some other alphabet people. This is their plan. Since they failed to get us off message, now they're trying to flood the zone with every Tom, Dick, and Harry that they can. And hopefully this tsunami of white noise will drown us out. That's the plan. They're going to try to give themselves permission to change the subject like they always do. And they're hoping that the uprising and the movement that it represents will devolve into chaos. That's the reason that you bring in all of these disparate people and give everybody as some airtime to just say, well, this is what it's really about. No, this is what it's really about. The idea is they're trying to manufacture the idea that, oh, this movement's devolved into chaos. So you see, there's no more focus. There's no more mission here. It's you see how it's all falling apart. So you guys should just pick up the tent and go home. That's what the white media is attempting to do. The uprising's been laser focused at the street level because we've been clear what this is about. So now they need some bootlicks to be shoehorned into the discussion and to tell us that we're not really angry because the police are targeting black people. We're angry because environmental justice and trans rights and homophobia. Trying to drive political opponents into chaos is a classic maneuver of every country with the propaganda system. Having taken some serious L's and having the world now look at the white supremacists of the United States and saying, well, hell, why should we listen to you guys on anything? Oh, you guys, we're not sure. You guys ain't legit. See, white supremacy has not been delegitimized, but it has been discredited. It's lost a lot of stock, and now they're trying to repair their image. That's the reason why you got the cops trying to take a knee and other forms of pathetic pro forma conciliatory gestures. That's what all these token gestures are about. The rest of the world's looking and going, this is what we always thought about.
Quiet Storm, what's up, sis? I miss you. Quiet Storm, holla at your boy. Yo, these buffalo wings good as shit.
You have proven yourselves to be the barbarians we thought you always were. And now we got an undeniable example. They're trying to say, no, oh God, now we got to go ahead and try to do something big and flashy, and hopefully we can start a counter narrative. That's what they're trying to do. The goal for white supremacy now is to maintain the status quo. While the murderers have been charged, the problem overall still remains, but the white media is trying to start the drumbeat of, oh, we've started the healing process. They're trying that garbage. And there's lots of change. Oh, the states are talking about change. You know, in LA, they're talking.
Yo, it's hot as shit in Philly, Quiet Storm. Yo, Quiet Storm, you drinking at work, you a boss. Jam McCat, what's up, y'all?
About defunding the police, and Nancy Pelosi is talking about some do-nothing police reform bill that mostly is about training. We're going to be training, better training, you see. They're trying to flood the zone with that. And they're trying to say that, oh, we've contained this. The United States understands that some big changes are needed, and we're going to be dealing with those changes. White power needs for us to stop pushing. We got the bastards' backs to a wall, and they're trying to con us into letting up on the pressure. When you see the police who just a few months ago were defiantly telling the public that blue lives matter and you better obey this badge, when they go from that to taking a knee, pretending to want to march with the protesters, stupid little asinine, corny gestures like, oh, there was some police chief or some sheriff who took off his SWAT uniform and he made sure he was out there in front of the cameras when he did it. He took off his riot gear and said, I want to march with the protesters. Now, that's not what the people said. The people didn't say, we want the police to march with us. What they said was, we demand that the white supremacists be punished anytime they harm a black person. That's what we said. And here they are saying, oh, would you guys like to kumbaya and be my buddy? Hell no, dumbass. I already got enough friends. We talking about punishment. Our demands are clear. We do not need nor want the police's friendship. We only need their obedience. And to calling yourself waiting until the cameras are there so you can manufacture a photo op that the white media is organizing and orchestrating, that we see right through them. That corny little gestures like that ain't gonna work. This is their half-baked way of trying to get sympathy. They see that they're outnumbered and the people are prepared to use those numbers. The enforcement arm of white supremacy realized something shocking after Micah Johnson and Gavin Long. They saw that what happened in Dallas and Baton Rouge did not dampen or weaken public support for the movement to hold the police accountable. Because when something like those two events happen, and the public does not abandon the movement who the white media tried to link to it and does not abandon the cause that the white media tried to blame, that's when the enforcement arm of white supremacy understood they had lost a lot of credibility in the public's eyes. They were being delegitimized. They understood that. They had a serious problem, but they cannot stop what they're doing, and thanks to us, it's not going away. But regardless, this has been a significant event because it proved what the black media has been saying for years. All the A-dunce dead-enders and other clumsy fronts for the DNC, these clowns have been proven wrong. That's why the white media is trotting out these LGBT mouthpieces. They're eager to change the subject. People are saying to punish the police. We're saying to make any police-committed murder a first-degree offense. And other people are saying to defund the police altogether. And the more people who say this, the more the white media stands to lose the very apparatus that they depend upon for their dominance in the first place. When the communications cartels and the white companies, these white media organizations literally write the laws governing who can own a TV station, or a radio station, or they get to set the price for internet service, the only reason people are reluctant to rise up and change these things is because everyone knows that there's an organized, dedicated enforcement apparatus there in place, ready to enforce all of these illegal and immoral things. These conditions are held in place through the credible threat of violent force, and you know where that violence comes from. And you also know that this enforcement apparatus is not loyal to the people and never has been. It is loyal only to the elite white institutions and organizations and individuals who are oppressing us. You fight for changes to be made in the laws, and the bad guys simply tell their legislative whores to pass a law that overrules it. And it would be great to hold them accountable, but there's always the guys with guns, now aren't there? And as I've taught you, white supremacy subjects those that it oppresses to a daily breaking process. Every day you have to be reminded that you have no power to change anything. That's part of the reason why they don't mind having the white media. Part of their racket is, let the white media talk about, the powers that be, the rules and the laws are there for the 1%. What they're doing is they're desensitized as they see it. They are conditioning the public to expect this. Yeah. You know that the 1% are getting everything that they want and that it's a rigged game, and that's just the way it is. Ain't nothing you can do. Been this way since the beginning of time. It hasn't, but that's the lie that they tell. And the idea is that the people will resign themselves to living under utter corruption. Because seeing the images of the police and making sure that you understand, they want you to know. They want those guys who are brutalizing you. They wouldn't dare do that to their elite white masters. They would not dare do that to the rank and file from the dominant society. And you need to understand that they want you to know, yes, you live under tyranny, you live under oppression, and you better not forget that. And this is also reassuring for the dominant society because it reminds them, it reassures them that white supremacy still has us under control. And that's crucial because if black people ever rise up, then the American social order would go down. Well, now they're seeing that happen. It was never fear of the enforcement arm of white supremacy that held black people in check. It was actually a mental block. And now what's happening is the black grassroots is fighting to remove that mental block. You do not have to stand there and let the enforcement arm of white supremacy kill you or any other black people. You don't have to stand there and just watch. You can stop it. You can actually bring an end to these things. See, the thing about white supremacy is white supremacy has indeed organized the society in a way that is going to benefit and perpetuate injustice. But everyone's been assigned their place. And of course, the goons with guns and badges, it's their job to make sure you stay in that place, just in case you got any thoughts about disagreeing. Abraham Lincoln talked about that when he said that he did not believe in the equality of the races and that he would see the superior position assigned to the white man. And you've had a lot of black people who have accepted the position they've been assigned. But now what's happening is we have gotten black people to understand it's not okay. You don't have to accept it. And that the brutality and the oppression, you don't have to accept that either. But here's the thing, we got a hell of a lot of work before us. The last week has been good, but it's only been a first step, and we got to show that we got the persistence to go all the way. Now, I don't want anyone thinking that there's going to be a perpetual uprising henceforth and forevermore. Even if the protesters pack up tent tomorrow, that's okay. Same way that you have black people rising up in Ferguson and Baltimore, now it's happened nationwide. No amount of white media propaganda is going to be able to change that fact. The greatest single motivator of all these uprisings is white supremacy. As long as white supremacy exists, so will the fight to destroy it. The white media is not going to send in any of these hand-picked black bootlicks to try to say, oh, well, what we want, we don't really want power. We don't really want black empowerment. We don't want tangibles. We don't want reparations. What we really want is a hug, preferably from a white man. That's what Jonathan putting on the Cape Heart said. And of course, you had D-Ray McKesson and you had Barack Obama. I mean, just the LGBT moist contingent, the trifecta of moist. These guys are out here basically saying the status quo is fine if we can just get the barbarians to be a little bit nicer. And it's about our feelings, you see, our feelings. It's all about feelings. It's part of the reason why I look at some of these comments that some of y'all leave, and it makes no freaking sense. You got a lot of black folks out there who clearly are stuck on stupid, trying to figure out how do we convey how hurt we are, stupid. This ain't about your goddamn feelings. The only thing I should be hearing about is punishment, full stop. Second you start talking about your feelings or why they do that and all this rest of this garbage, you're just performing for whoever you think is looking because you're trying to get some freaking sympathy. And I got no sympathy for that. So family, we have to keep pushing. We got to keep the bastards on the defensive. This is not about what the white media is doing. This is about what we're doing. Because as you can see, the rest of the world, they're watching this. They're seeing this. We knocked the coronavirus off the freaking front page of the world. The rest of the world ain't talking about coronavirus right now. They're talking about us. And we didn't need an election to do it. The lesson that you learn here, family, is that power is not given, it's taken. You do not ask for your power. You make it very clear, I'm going to have my power, and if you try to stand in my way, there's going to be consequences. The last week, you have had black folks coast to coast ripping America and these white supremacists a new rear end. Black folks did not ask for permission to stand up for ourselves. We just did it, and what a surprise, the bastards backed down, not once but twice. Oh, the white supremacists are determined this is not going to become habit forming, but at the same time, it's not what they do, it's what we do that is going to matter. This is a complete crisis of confidence that white supremacy is experiencing. The world's looking at these white supremacist forces and going, we're losing confidence in you guys, not merely your moralizing, but also your ability to show that you can control your own situation. And white supremacy is looking at itself and its confidence has been shaken. The world's confidence has been shaken in these white supremacists. And now we see them scrambling and panicking and desperately trying to reassert themselves. They're trying to find a way to get this off the front page as soon as possible and tell everybody, no, white supremacy is still stable. All you people in the dominant society who saw all these Negroes doing whatever they wanted for a week, don't worry, we got it under control. Donald Trump, law and order, we're going to get tough. They've been doing happy talk, which sounds more and more like what it is, which is a bunch of brutal thugs in denial. It reminds me of what Sun Tzu wrote, that when you have an aggressor who starts off violent and he ends up being submissive and having to show meekness in front of you, that is the height of incompetence. When you go from having a bunch of dyed-in-the-wool white supremacists out here being defiant and arrogant and, you know what, y'all are saying black lives matter, well, blue lives matter, and you shouldn't be questioning us, and it's all about it's all about you niggers knowing you, but when they go from that to having to take a knee and trying to figure out how do they try to get some sympathy for themselves, and they're trying to fool people into thinking that, oh, these guys are reasonable. When they go from being brutal and being boastful to having to sit there and be all meek, that lets you know right then and there, they're looking at themselves and going, God dang, we just lost it big time. We don't know whether to spit or go blind. Everything the black media has been telling you for over a decade has come to pass. The white supremacists, what they were trying to do is they were trying to start the process of a final solution to the Negro question. We got to do something about all these Negroes. The slow-moving genocide was going to accelerate, and we stopped it dead in its tracks. And the white media is trying to figure out, okay, how do we get this damn thing started again? You guys were supposed to be chasing after do-nothing politicians who were never going to actually do anything for you. You guys got off that treadmill and you started deciding you were going to push your interest, and now you've punished us for not doing. Oh my God, well, what are we going to do? That's what the white media is thinking right now, and that's what much of the society is thinking. And luckily for the dominant society, black empowerment has the answer to that question. What are you going to do? Whatever we say.
Okay.
Or police brutality exists in our country, or for that matter, our community. One of the most basic tenets of our country is the right to peacefully protest, or as it is described in the First Amendment to our Constitution, the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Earlier yesterday, I was in Niagara Square saying we must always protect the right to peacefully protest. We all have an obligation to protect the right of others to free speech, peacefully protest, and grieve our government. Police and other law enforcement have a duty to serve and protect the public. We need them to be the guardians of the public, not warriors engaged in battle with the public. I know many police officers, and I know they serve with honor. And I know they were angered and disturbed at what they saw themselves, because it is unacceptable. That is why the officers must be held responsible for their actions. As has been announced, the officers have been suspended pending an ongoing investigation by the Buffalo Police Department. Additionally, District Attorney John Flynn announced his office is investigating the incident to determine if criminal action is warranted. I know District Attorney Flynn will do the right thing. Unlike other prosecutors elsewhere, or for that matter, in our own county's past, District Attorney Flynn has a proven history of pursuing prosecutions against law enforcement officers who break the law. I trust him to do the same in this matter. I believe all these actions must be taken and the proceedings play out because we live in a society that is governed by laws. A society where due process is guaranteed to all and people are presumed innocent until proven guilty. We can only address racial injustice and eliminate police brutality when we are united in our efforts and do so under the law. That is why we must jointly defend the rights of all to peacefully protest and support the members of law enforcement that truly honor their pledge to serve and protect the public. And we must work together to institute real reforms in police departments across our country, starting right here in Buffalo and Erie County. So I ask those who will peacefully protest, I ask those who will protest today and going forward to do so peacefully, so we can move our community forward. Let us go forward united in our efforts to create a more just and fair society to all. That is how we form a more perfect union for all. Finally, I want to offer on behalf of myself and the community my best wishes for a speedy recovery to the gentleman who was injured last night, Mr. Martin Gugino. I also want to offer on behalf of myself and the community my best wishes for a quick as recovery possible to Trooper Ronald Ensminger Jr., who, as we know, was most grievously injured when the vehicle ran over him on Monday night. I have been informed today by representatives from the Erie County Medical Center that he is progressing in his recovery, which is good news to hear. And we are all hoping that both of them recover fully as quickly as possible. Now, before I take questions on this incident, I would like to give a brief update on the COVID-19 outbreak in Erie County. As of the end of yesterday, there were 6,289 confirmed COVID-19 cases since the beginning of the outbreak in our county, out of 68,767 people tested. Unfortunately, we have had more deaths in our community, and there are now, as of the end of yesterday, 556 individuals who have died as a result of COVID-19. And I offer my deepest condolences and sympathies to the family members of those who lost a loved one in this unfortunate virus crisis. As of June 3rd, 2020, there were 118 individuals admitted to Erie County hospitals. That continues to decline, which is a very good sign. We are a little worried to see that the number of individuals in the ICU units has increased to 33. It has grown by 5 in just 2 days alone. And there are 18 individuals with an airway assist in Erie County hospitals as of June 3rd. The positive test rates for diagnostic and antibody testing are dropping. That continues to see that while we're doing thousands of tests a week, we are seeing a decline in the number of those that are actually testing positive. So there are less people testing positive as compared to those that we had seen in the past. Once again, all elective surgeries can and have started again, I believe, at hospitals and ambulatory care centers across Erie County. That was announced earlier this week by Governor Cuomo. I have some important information regarding the COVID-19 call center. Of course, our special number is 858-2929. Starting tomorrow, the new hours will be Monday through Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Since we instituted the call center, more than 47,000 calls have been received, answered by our representatives of the Erie County Department of Health. Once again, the phone number is 858-2929. Foreign language interpretation is available for those who may need it. And two little things first, before I open it up to questions. Erie County Department of Health is running antibody test clinics every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and diagnostic test clinics on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday at various locations throughout Erie County. And we are courting a new diagnostic test site at Public School 156, the Frederick Law Olmsted School, also known as Kensington High School, at 319 Suffolk Street in Buffalo. This will be in place for the next month on Thursdays, starting on June 11th. As well as the most important thing, when you are out in public and you cannot safely socially distance, make sure you have your mask on to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. Even though the contraction rate is going down, we are seeing less cases of it in our community. We are still testing positively in our community. With that, I'll open up to questions.
In light of the incident that happened in Times Square, are we going to take any visible changes on how not only police but also elected officials interact with protesters on the ground, no matter where they are coming from?
Well, I hope so, no matter what. I mean, the one thing that bothered me is this was wholly avoidable. is there were less than 20 individuals in Niagara Square at the time this incident occurred. I had actually been informed that the protest had broken up peacefully and the final representatives were being removed from the square, and there didn't appear to be any problem, just like there was another protest that was going on at Delaware Park, and that broke up peacefully before the city's curfew took effect at 8 o'clock. And I first learned about the incident with Mr. Gugino and the Buffalo PD when people sent to me a video from Spectrum News that was taken from across the street, and you can see an incident between the gentlemen occurred. It was not exactly perfect. It appeared he was pushed. It was not like the video that was seen afterwards from WBFO. So I received that video, and then I received another video from someone else that was observing it, in which you could see once again that an incident had occurred, but it wasn't 100% clear. It was completely clear when Michael Desmond's video was published.
Quick follow-up to that.
So
LD. What's up, LD? Shout out to LD Wire in the building. What's up, bro? What's going on?
I just finished. I hope that we see differences. I mean, as an elected official, I've tried to talk to individuals that are protesters. I was there yesterday in the square. And as I've told folks, if you are in this business and you have thin skin, you shouldn't be in this business because you're going to have people criticize your actions. But the only
Yo, LD, bro, share the stream. We about to go viral.
way we're going to solve problems is if we offer the hand of peace, an olive branch, and talk about these issues to try to resolve them than to form the fist. Because if we form the fist, if somebody criticizes me and I clench, that's no good. We need to basically say, what are your grievances? What are your problems? Let's work together. And that's what I think we've been trying to do as a community, as public officials, and I thought and hope that the vast majority of police are as well. And then we had that incident last night in which it created a black mark, a stain on the city of Buffalo. It is the story not only nationally, but in some ways internationally. And it was exceptionally unfortunate because it should have been avoided. It was not. And now we have to ensure it doesn't happen again by working together to eliminate the racial injustice that exists in our society, but also to eliminate the police brutality and tactics that cause injury like that.
Last time you tweeted that.
Jeffrey, first.
When you talked to Martin Gugino, we heard earlier today that Governor Cuomo spoke to him. Have you talked to him, and do you have an update on his condition?
I have not talked to Mr. Gugino. I actually have reached out to the Erie County Medical Center to talk to him, and I'm waiting to hear back. It was relayed to me, if he would like to talk to you, we'll let you know. So they're trying to contact him. That was a few hours ago. I don't know what he's going through. He may be going through tests and other things, but I did reach out to ECMC. Just like I reached out to ECMC, and we'll be talking to Trooper Ensminger very shortly. He's in the process of going through a serious recovery, though I'm hopeful I'll be able to talk to him tomorrow. And just on behalf of the people of this community, not just myself, I offer my deepest condolences to both on the issues that they both have to deal with, which are serious injuries. Trooper Ensminger's, which is very grievous. I mean, we're very lucky he did not die. He was run over by a vehicle. But he's going to have a serious recovery, a long-term recovery. But we certainly want to see both of them back on their feet and in perfect health as soon as possible. I don't know when that'll happen, but we all want to wish that. But yes, I have reached out to through the hospital to Mr. Gugino and through to Mr. Ensminger, and I hope to talk to both of them soon.
Last night you tweeted, simply put, the officers must be held responsible for their actions, not just fired. Are you calling for the officers to be fired, and what do you mean by held responsible?
Well, I think sometimes you'll see in situations where officers are fired and that's kind of it. Oh, we fired the officer, that's it. I've said, no, we need to pursue action. That's why District Attorney Flynn is pursuing action. He has the power to initiate criminal action if he believes the criminal action is warranted. And I think we all know what happened last night is those individuals, the gentleman approached them. They were talking. I don't know what was said. It was tough to hear, but you could see he didn't appear to be a threat. He was a 75-year-old male tall, fairly skinny, and there was no threat. There was a line of officers and there was one individual. And I believe the district attorney is going to do the right thing and move forward with the prosecution. And but that is his role. And that's why I think we need to understand that we live in a society of laws. And as I say, yes, they need to be held responsible, They need to be held responsible for their actions. The Buffalo Police Department has a mark on its record as a result of this, but the Buffalo Police Department has had to deal.
With me, ang mga patangsak dyan. Lagi kong naharang sa pinto mo. Thank you very much, babe. We also have It's a 2020 Scotcher, guys. 2020 Scotcher. Come on, guys. We should do that one. 2020 Scotcher, guys. 2020 Scotcher is 55 now to go. 55 more to go. 55 more to go. Yes, diba? Oh, yes, babe. Now I remember, babe. I remember as well. 7 na lang, guys. 7 na lang ang kailangan, babe, kay Jeneline para mag 100 as well, okay? 7 more to go for Jeneline, guys. 7 more to go. Okay? Few more bananas, Brendalan for 3.4 as well. Sige na, guys. Magbigay na tayo mga saging dyan. Help each other for the saging, okay? Okay. Come on. We can do it. We can do it. Gamling Granny in your bus. Gamling Granny in your bus. How many more to go? Party music, let's go, but I love it, let's go. Thanks, love, party music. What's next to graduate, babe? 2020 Scotcher, babe, 2020 Scotcher, where is it? 2020 Scotcher needs 55 more to go, 55 more to go. We can do it. We can do it, guys. Come on, guys. Pag-graduate tayo ng dalawa. Come on, guys. Would you rather use your eye drops made of vinegar or a toilet paper made from sandpaper? Would you rather use eye drops made of vinegars or... It's hard for me. What's the question about, honey? Maria as well, Marie hair remover as well, guys. It's close to 800. Don't forget as well. Don't forget as well. 6 more to go for Gandhi, guys. 6 more to go. 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 Oh, thank you, babe. Thank you for always supporting me, Jackie, babe. Party music. Thank you so much, babe. Party music. Love you, Jack. That is Jack. It was darling. It was darling earlier. Now it's Jack. I'm like, what is that? The game that with Jack, Super Jacket, Jack. Now it was darling earlier. Now it's Jack. It was darling earlier, babe. It was darling earlier. Joking, babe. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget. Thank you, Party Music, for the super chat. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for the super chat, babe. Marie here. Thank you, babe. Rosalind here. Love. Rosalind here, guys. She's an awesome babe as well. Thank you so much, guys. Super chatters. We got the money in the chat. We got the money in the chi chat. Someone drop the link, guys, of our dear babe. I will drop Party Music. Marie hair removal. Please drop the link, guys. Please drop the link. Party music. He's also live, okay? He's also live.
We had a parent reach out that they haven't been able to access vaccinations on schedule.
Sorry, Josetti, we're removing everybody's moderator, fam. Somebody wants to be stupid and fucking take from somebody. I'm removing everybody, man. Just to be fair, I'm removing everybody. Somebody don't like it, then...
Good morning, everyone.
We get the money in the chi chat. I got you. Raquel Rich as well, guys. Don't forget. Jeneline De La Cruz. Jeneline as well, guys. Grumbling Granny is 6 more to go. Yeah, Jeneline is 100 now. Thank you for the love, guys. Thank you for the love. Everyone support with our super chatters too. Support with ours. Okay, we are family with love, babe. The chi-chi chat, the chi-chi chat, the chi-chi chat, the chi-chi chat. Come on guys, 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 come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Thank you, bye. Thank you, Awesome Babe, for the super chat. Thank you guys. Gigi is in the chat. Is Gigi in the chat, guys? Let me just...
He's a man of conviction, and he's a damn very good, great man. But Tony is too forgiving. Skip, we've taken the high road for 400 years and what has gotten us. And that's what Tony does. Tony's like, well, you got to understand. And you know, maybe you know, he didn't say it like he wanted to. Skip, and see what I've seen the NFL does is that when a player or an owner or a coach says something, 1-800 Tony Dungy. And he's the crisis manager because he's so good in our community that Tony about, and if Tony says it's okay, it's okay. Come on, Tony. Skip, I'm gonna read this thing. I couldn't write it down. You remember when LeBron James, he tweeted, "We've been getting that Jewish money. Everything is kosher." That 21 Savage song, he was killed. I mean, he thought it was a compliment to the, the people think obviously that Jewish community, they have a lot of money. So he thought that was a compliment. He got ripped. And one white person come to his defense. And what we do.
I don't know that not one.
I hear it.
Okay.
But see what?
I think some Jewish people did, but go ahead.
Remember when the owner of the Houston Texans, the prisoners, the inmates are running the prisoners of the prison? It's really the prisoners are running the asylum. The inmates are running the asylum is what he, is the cliche. Who did they try that to skip? Who did they get for crisis management? Tony Dungy. He's a good man. He got a great heart. I know Mr. McNair for all these years that's not what he meant. Come to find out, there were a lot of players that said behind the scenes he had said things very similar to what he said publicly. And it seems that Tony is like, at least can we just like make sure? Tony is a guy, Skip. A guy can be 99.5% bad. Tony's going to find that 0.5% that's good and latch on to that. And bless his heart. But at some point in time, man, this notion that Drew Brees didn't know. A guy that's as guarded as he is about his image and what comes out of his mouth because he knows he's the leader of a franchise. He's a quarterback. And they work on the image. They've been working on these images for a long, long time. And they've had a lot of practice at it. And to like, well, you gotta, no. I'm not saying that Drew Brees does not deserve forgiveness. But can we not just automatically forgive somebody in 10 hours? Can we let them earn that forgiveness? Can them work towards it? Tony just like, with no work, okay, yeah, we good. Come on. Because we don't get that. I just want somebody to trumpet for us. Like Tony Dungy is willing to trumpet for the other community. That's it.
So, because you mentioned Tony Dungy is a man of faith, allow me briefly to go biblical on you. So, most people understand that the Old Testament was eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. And then here comes Jesus. New Testament, and it's about turn the other cheek. And Tony is mostly about turning the other cheek. But I'm going to remind everyone, Luke chapter 12, verse 53 is one of the scariest scriptures to me, and I like to consider myself a man of faith. One of the most scary scriptures in the Bible is 12:53 of Luke. What does it say, Mr. Sharp? Jesus is warning everyone, if you're going to follow me and follow my teachings, it's going to get dangerous out there. It's going to get ugly. I'm going to turn fathers against sons and mothers against daughters because you're going to have to choose to follow me, and the fathers and the mothers might not like it.
Right.
It was a scary time in which all those disciples ended up losing their lives just the way Jesus was crucified. So I'm, again, not too biblical, but I want you to understand that's what it was taking.
Right.
They were having to risk their lives to say, this is the way. This is the new way. this time that we're in right now could be a very special turning point time in the history of this country, because everyone seems so receptive because of that vile video, that knee on that neck.
Right.
All of a sudden, hearts were open, eyes were open, minds might be kind of opened to, wait, what is going on here? And the white community, at least I feel like a majority, maybe just a small majority of the white community, is taking this much harder than it took Trayvon Martin or Eric Garner or Michael Brown or anybody else.
Right.
This got the white community, not everybody, but especially the white youth.
Yeah.
There's a whole generation. They are out there demonstrating and marching and protesting with their black brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
And I believe it's straight from the young white people's hearts. It's not just the cool thing to do, it's just the thing to do.
Right.
So Tony Dungy is about moderation, right? See it moderately. This is a time of condemnation to me. So I'm good. If you want to condemn Drew Brees, I'm good with it, because it needs to get condemned.
Right.
It needs to hurt.
Right.
It needs to sting. It needs to be a deep, open wound that doesn't close overnight. Oh, we forgive and we forget.
Right.
Drew, way to go, Drew. We got you. You're a really good man, and you've given millions to charity, and you're good now.
Right.
We get it.
Mm-hmm.
In the end, Tony says, Drew can't be afraid to say what he said. Well, afraid? I don't know. So you're encouraging the racists just to go ahead and blurt their racist heart.
Exactly.
And then we can't be afraid over here on this side, if you want to call it the black community side, or the other side of this. It can be a lot of the new white community too. But we can't be afraid on this side then to say, oh no, Drew, you're wrong.
Right.
Let's have discourse. Let's have communication side to side. I'm not sure it's that time. We've tried that for years and years and years, and it got you nowhere, because it was just a lot of words. It was a lot of lip service.
Correct.
Which got you nowhere. It sounded good today, and tomorrow it was forgotten.
And the thing is, for me, Skip, is that, okay, we've turned the other cheek. 250 years of slavery, 100 years of apartheid and Jim Crow. We've turned the other cheek. How about you stop slapping me in my damn face? And then I won't have to turn my cheek. Why do I gotta keep turning while you keep punching? Can you answer me that, Tony?
Both your cheeks are
I'm tired.
They're bloody.
My cheeks are bloody, my head's spinning from turning like I'm watching a tennis match.
Yep.
But we gotta keep turning the other cheek. Turn the other cheek. That's the problem. We turn it. It's gonna be okay. That he forgive him. You heard what he said. He said he was sorry. And that's us. Black people, Skip, by nature, we're very forgiving. Because we've allowed this to go on for so long, we're very forgiving.
I agree.
And I think that's Tony's innate in and of himself is like forgiveness. With that, I'm sorry. I mean, at some point in time, I got to stop forgiving you, because you keep doing it and you take my kindness for weakness. And that's what they've done. They've taken kindness for weakness. They'll just turn the other cheek. They'll just go to church and pray, and Lord, everything gonna be okay. Nah, hell no. They go to church too. So what's their God telling them? Man, stop, man. I'm tired of this, all this forgiveness and all that. Just stop doing it. You don't have to be a Harvard. You don't have to be a Rhodes Scholar. You don't have to go to MIT, Skip, to know you shouldn't treat people the way we've been treated. This education, and it's going to take dialogue. Dialogue for what? I'm trying to figure out, for people that created everything, because black didn't create anything, Skip. Everything that's been good in the world has been created by white. So why we got to educate them? They're the most educated people in all the world. But now they need the black people that they've been stepping on for 400 years to educate them how to treat us.
So you know what my favorite black protester shirt is? Just that one word, tired.
Yes.
That says it all to me. It's not I'm tired, it's just tired.
Yeah.
We are tired.
Right.
And yet Tony, then he continues and concludes that this battle is not going to be won by demonstrating and throwing bricks through windows. Well, I get we got past the throwing bricks through the windows. We had an outpouring of that Saturday, Sunday, maybe a little Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I told you on Monday, I'm not going to endorse rioting, but it felt like it had a positivity to it because the frustration boiled over and spilled out.
Yes.
And God bless all those small shop owners who got burned to the ground and lost everything, got looted. God bless them all. I hurt for them. But there was some catharsis to it for this country to just get it out.
Right.
And then it subsided. And now we're back to just demonstrating. We are marching, we're protesting. Okay, that part, Tony is wrong. You can, it's still happening. Last night, it happened all over this country. Demonstrate, they're peaceful.
Peaceful, correct.
But there's positivity and strength in demonstrating. I think, what are we now? We're 11 days since George Floyd?
He died the 25th, and so what are we, the 4th, 5th? So we're about 12, 13 days.
We're 12 days. And now we have 2 more services coming up on, I think it's Saturday and Monday, I believe, in North Carolina and Houston. So we will have more demonstrations. So I think it's impactful. I think it's powerful to peacefully demonstrate.
Skip, and Coach Dungy is right. Nothing's going to be resolved through bricks, through windows, and burning down buildings. But what the hell is going to be resolved through forgiveness? We've been forgiven for 400 years, and so what has that gotten us, Coach? We've been forgiven. That's okay. We've forgiven. We got to get over slavery. We've got to get over Jim Crow. We've got to get over being unemployed at a high rate, our health care, our economics. We've got to get over all that. So I'm just saying, the forgiveness, we forgiven. Okay, so Tony, forgiveness does not bring about change, Skip. Nothing, power concedes nothing. So this, we just forgive and everything's going to be okay. Man, stop this.
I hear you.
Mika. Sorry, Coach, but I love you, Coach, but me and you, we disagree. We have different points of view on this.
Makes sense. And
hey, Mika, what's up, Mika? Mika!
hey, here's the deal. Grab your stuff, hop on Mercari, and sell it. Millions of people are doing it, so...
And hearing you say that conversations are not nearly enough. But the discussions I think we've had on the show, and I just want to say to both of you guys, the amount of people who've reached out and just said, you guys are having them. I don't agree with everything. I don't have to, but I'm listening. And I think for you guys, Skip and Shannon, just being able to go far and go deep in this, I really...
Hey, Mika, share the stream, Mika. Baby.
Welcome back to Undisputed. Well, the herd is coming up right after us. Doug Gottlieb is in for Colin today. Hey, Doug, happy Friday. What is on the show?
Hello and welcome to Voice TV Nigeria. My name is Magdalene Palmer. I want you lovely subscribers to like and view and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. Now I'll be bringing you very, very interesting stories today. Wow, this is really shocking. Minister Farrakhan has said America is in debt and is in bankrupt of over 13 trillion US dollars, which they can't pay. But they can bully the blacks who they feel are in debt to them with fear and racism. He says America is facing the judgment of God. Well, to me, I feel no one can rise above the condition of the black race because we are all created by God. So please, let's stop this discrimination, police brutality, and racism against the black. Please, let's stop.
On CNN, I was questioned after I spoke in 2007 about Barack Obama. And CNN said, well, what do you think about this young man? I said, I think he's brilliant. I think he has fresh ideas. But I'm under no illusion that even if he did become president, that he could change the reality of black suffering in America. Because when you are running for something, you can say a lot of things. But when you sit in the seat, and you feel the energy of electricity putting something on your backside.
Mika.
The forces that surround power is always the real power. President Obama does not run this country. President Obama has been chosen to govern white affairs. And if in that process we get something, it won't be because the governing powers want it, it will be because we organized and forced a government to speak to our needs. Now, look, thank you for the question. I want it clearly said in love that I love my brother. I voted for him. At 5 o'clock in the morning, I was out there with my wife voting for our brother. I, like you, am very proud that a black man sits in the White House.
You on Instagram making rap videos, acting like you killing in the lab. Not knowing when his CD drop, we gonna throw his disc more than Krillin when he mad. I know a Krillin bar, Charlie. That ain't the shit I wanted to use to off my man. I ain't even want to bring up Dragon Ball Z, but again you forced my hand. Now I gotta. Y'all don't see that's a scam? To repeat the same ball, taking seconds off the clock. I'm cheating the fans. I only say shit one time, then the heat know. And if I gotta reiterate anything, boom. If I gotta reiterate anything, boom. I'm gonna let the history repeat itself. You see?
About to end the stream soon, y'all. Thanks for coming.
But I also understand very clearly, and we should understand that it is the White House. And until we exercise power to force that house to address our agenda. Now remember, our dear sister Julianne Malvo mentioned A. Philip Randolph. Man, that was a long time ago. And the cry was jobs and justice. In the March on Washington in 1963, the cry was jobs and justice. In the 20-year anniversary of the March on Washington, the cry was jobs and justice. We are now in 2010. And what is the cry? Jobs and justice. Well, wait a minute. How long are you going to sit around begging white people to do for us what we have the power to do for ourselves? Excuse me. I'm quite passionate, so
I finally got some clothes
me
on.
off, you know that. And I love it. But listen, an agenda is a program, a schedule, a timetable, a plan, a list, a scheme to accomplish a certain result. We have come up with black agendas, but we've been looking to the wrong people to fulfill our agenda. If Franklin Delano Roosevelt said to A. Philip Randolph, yeah, everything you told me is right. The Negroes need this, the Negroes are suffering that. Now you go out and make me do it. Do you think that having a black face in the White House means that we don't have to make him do it?
That's right.
Who surrounds him? Let me even go a bit further. I just...
It's all right. It's all right.
Look. Our brother is brilliant. He got a good heart. I think he really loves America and wants to make America better. He wanted to ease the pain between America and the Muslim world. He wants to solve the problem of Israel and the Palestinians. He has the heart to want to make America better. But he's like that camel in the Quran that God warned the people, don't hamstring his camel. They didn't care what God wanted. They hamstrung the camel. Every one of our brothers and sisters that spoke today, we have a right to expect something from our brother. 97% of our people voted for him. Yes, there's trouble asset relief program, but there's no. There is still racist America between the money being sent down and it coming to those who need it most. If he does not use his bully pulpit to address that, we can fault him for that. But wait a minute. In love.
Everybody say it. In love. Say it again. One more again.
Okay, I want to deal with that word.
Thanks for coming to the live stream, folks. I'll see you later.
Love is bigger
Try to get
than
on
some
StreamYard.
emotional